This video is sponsored by the Green Zone Solars. Hey guys, Mansur here with you, and we've had some really exciting past few weeks. Today one of the topics that we're going to be talking about is of course the long-awaited Perseverance rover. We'll have a quick look at the Artemis program and go through some amazing updates on the SpaceX's Starship rocket. Tesla is coming to India, so a few things to cover on that side. And another thing that I wanted to talk about is the 3.5-hour long Joe Rogan interview with the legend himself, Elon Musk. And for the desert, of course, what better than going through some juicy Neuralink updates. Hi again guys, and happy 7th week of 2021. You're watching Positive Everyday and I'm your host Mansur. Now before we jump into our video, I quickly want to mention that today's video is going to be the very first video on this channel, so I'm super excited about this and looking forward to some very exciting future videos. Without any further ado, let's jump into it. After traveling for about 7 months and covering the distance of over 450 million kilometers, yesterday we witnessed the arrival of the long-awaited third Voyager to Mars, which is the Perseverance rover, and its much anticipated landing on the Martian surface. I've been following the program from even before the launch, and this was initially launched from Earth on the 30th of July 2020, and boy, I've been waiting for the outcome and landing of this mission.
Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars, ready to begin seeking the sands of past life.
The Perseverance rover has a two-stage setup, the Ingenuity helicopter and of course the rover itself. For the next few months, Perseverance will search for the signs of past life on the red planet, and the Ingenuity helicopter would be the first ever powered control flight on another planet. Collecting the data from these amazingly engineered machines, NASA would use it to further enhance their future missions. The materials observed and collected would be brought back to Earth by future Mars missions. Again, it was very exciting to see the rover landing on the Martian surface. I feel very humbled and appreciative for all the hard work that everyone has put into this and to bring mankind's understanding a step closer to future. We have to remember that every single one of these missions are a stone added to complete the foundation of the ultimate goal, which is to take humans to Mars and of course beyond. Another exciting topic to go over is the Artemis program. For those of you who don't know about the Artemis program, just to give you some background on these, between 1968 and 1972, America launched 9 human missions to Moon, which 6 of them successfully touched down on the Moon, allowing 12 men to walk on the lunar surface. And now NASA's next chapter to explore the Moon is called the Artemis program. The final cost for this mission was calculated to be an astonishing $35 billion. This mission is not only to allow humans have a long-term base on the Moon, but is also to help prepare for even more complex mission to Mars and beyond. The plan is that everything NASA wants to do on Mars, they want to do them on the Moon first. The program was initially started back in 2017, and now the SpaceX has been selected to launch some of the first elements for the mission using their Falcon Heavy rocket. The Falcon Heavy would launch the power and the propulsion elements, or in short the PPE, and the habitation and logistics payload. For this, SpaceX would need an extended fairing to be accurately mounted on the Falcon Heavy rocket. It would be an amazing sight to witness the deployment of these elements, and hopefully there won't be any delays. This would be set to fly by May 2024, and this aligns with NASA's plan to land humans on the Moon once again by the end of that year. This establishes NASA's goal to have a permanent base on the Moon. The thrusters use only one type of propellant, which is the xenon, and the solar panels should generate enough energy to carry on the mission. Overall, the xenon can be used to power the thrusters for over 15 years. For those wondering, xenon is a type of noble gas, atomic number 52. Tesla is coming to India. This was previously predicted and we could almost see this coming. Looking at Tesla's plan, with aiming to produce about 20 million cars per year by 2030, they would need a lot of factories compared to the ones up and running. To give you an idea, the Volkswagen Group operates about 125 production plants in 20 European countries. Tesla, however, would definitely not need as many factories, and one of the reasons for this is due to they have just perfected the recipe for building the gigantic and successful gigafactories. One of the biggest Tesla factory is 5.3 million square feet. That's about 370 acres of land, which is just massive. Looking at the growth rate, and for them to be able to eliminate all their targets by 2030, they would need many more of those gigantic factories. So doing the math with India's vast landscape and population, Tesla will not only have huge vehicle sales in India with the air pollution and government's push towards the cleaner world every day, but will also have heavy sales in solar production and battery storage, keeping in mind that India's power consumption is enormous and hugely increasing every single day. Tesla could also use India's factory to manufacture vehicles in other parts of Asia. This might not be the latest update on this, however, we can see here that India exported almost $15 billion worth of vehicles in 2014, and the countries below just covers less than half of it. These are the countries that the Tesla could potentially export vehicles to. It wouldn't make sense if India produces cars only for the Indian market unless Elon is planning to design a specific car which is suitable for the Indian market. This could very well be a possibility, you never know. The same as China, the production costs in India would be comparatively less in long term. India's traffic is huge and a big problem in India, and Tesla deciding to go India also indicates that by the time Tesla is producing cars in India, the FSD or the full self-driving must be very close to level 5 if not fully ready overall, as it would not make sense for them to release cars in India without the FSD. With the 3.5-hour long interview of Elon Musk on Joe Rogan podcast, nothing too malicious, however a few interesting things to cover and go over it. Joe Rogan asked Elon Musk about Bill Gates' comment on the semi-truck. If you guys remember, he wrote, even with big breakthroughs in battery technology, electric vehicles will probably never be a practical solution for things like 18-wheelers, cargo ships, and passenger jets. Electricity works when you need to cover short distances, but we need a different solution for heavy and long-haul vehicles. And Elon Musk replied, Bill Gates doesn't know what he's talking about. He's not close enough to have the understanding. Interestingly, he also said that he'd heard through some friends that Bill Gates had a big short position against Tesla. Now, that might not be accurate, as he said he'd only heard through some friends. However, personally, I think that being a short stockholder is just a negative thing overall, either with Tesla or any other company. It's just like betting against a company to fail so that you can make profit out of it. Joe Rogan asked if there would be an electric Tesla plane at some point, and Elon responded, I thought about electric planes for a long time, but my brain will explode if I do planes. Rogan pushed again if Tesla could have planes for it in the future, and Elon responded, I hope not so. There are a lot of companies and smart people that are working on that, and hopefully they would achieve it so that Tesla doesn't have to. Joe Rogan also brought up the FSD topic, and in short words, Elon said they're still working on that, and with safety, Tesla goes above and beyond. He also talked about the original Roadster and that they had to go through tons of problems to get it on the road, and that it could have been easier to start it from the scratch. Another point that Elon mentioned that relates to the Tesla Roadster, Elon said that they had rented one of their Roadsters on the TV show Top Gear for one of their episodes that resulted in Top Gear producing this episode that showed Roadster breaking down and all these other issues. Tesla ended up suing Top Gear for libel and malicious falsehood.
What happened to the Top Gear debacle over the Tesla Roadster? And this is basically where Top Gear falsely implied that the Tesla Roadster had run out of energy when they tested it, which it didn't. In fact, because the whole vehicle is a detailed computer log, so we can see it. And then also when we dropped the car off, one of our guys happened to see a script sitting on the table. He'd already dropped the car off, and so reading through the script, and in the script the car breaks down. I'm like, wait a second, you wrote the script before we even gave you the car. So there's something wrong about that.
To work.
You wouldn't think it was. We were hoping it wouldn't be that bad, but then when we did the Tesla IPO roadshow, we just got one investor after another asking us why our car broke down in Top Gear, particularly in Europe. Every investor we met with in Europe asked us why our car broke down. And I was like, well, this is ridiculous. Top Gear just kept repeating that episode.
And these are just the tip of the problems that Tesla and Elon Musk had to go through when they started first and to get to where they are today. Sharing with the world false information and trying to ruin the company's reputation and saying that this is only for entertainment doesn't seem very entertaining to me. Companies pay huge sums of money to advertise their products with positive image, and Top Gear giving false information on how bad a company's product is, even though it isn't true at all. And even though Tesla is stating again and again that one of the main reasons for Tesla is to get all cars on the road electric as soon as possible, and also to encourage other automotive industries to get electrified. And one of the reasons that Tesla was created in the first place is to reduce Earth's carbon emission and many other positive effects like that. Obviously, the problems that Elon and Tesla faced was quite a lot, and saying that reminds me of one of Elon's tweets. This is most likely a book that he might be writing, as not too long ago on a group call, Elon did mention that he could be writing a book. So if that was to happen, it would be really interesting to go through that book. Now, there are some amazing Starship updates. We had the SN9 flight just over 2 weeks ago, and ending in what we can call a rough landing. Fast forward to today, and we are looking for a potential flight for the next prototype SN10 in the coming days, anticipating the successful tests prior. The speed that SpaceX is going is just crazy, looking at the scale of the rocket and the rapid testing. Not too long ago the SN8 flew, and just over a couple of weeks ago we had the SN9 fly, and now SN10 could be ready for flight any day at this scale. If you haven't heard of the rapid prototyping, then this is what it is. Now, if we talk about normal stuff, it would normally take months or even years before a prototype is ready for testing and flight. However, not in SpaceX's case. We know Elon Musk for pushing the boundaries, and we have seen Elon Musk multiple times stating, if things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. There were a lot of skepticals on the SN9 landing not improving over the SN8. I do want to mention that how advanced and complex this is, and even though with the landing of SN9 not being successful, there was so much to learn and improve over both SN8 and SN9 landings. We may not have any successful belly flop landings yet, however, mark my words, in the next 6 months to a year, the belly flop landing would be the new normal. One of the most important things that is currently under development is, with no question, the Neuralink. Last month, Elon joined a group, the Clubhouse, to discuss a few topics, and there was some discussion around the Neuralink. When a question was asked in that area, Elon's response was quite surprising. Have a listen for yourself.
Monkey has been able to control the computer with its brain. Just, yeah.
We already got a monkey with a wireless implant in their skull and the tiny wires who can play video games using his mind. So it does not look like an unhappy monkey, and you can't even see where the neural implant was put in.
Looking at the progress on this looks quite promising. Having a monkey just controlling a computer to now playing a video game is just amazing. Who knows what improvements there would be in the future.
Apes together, strong!
Now, one of the things that trips me off the most is that in the near future sometimes you could even be talking to a tree using the Neuralink, like literally talking to a tree. If that doesn't excite you, I don't know what does. Imagine a future that everyone's going to parks and talking and arguing to trees all day. Even though Elon has multiple companies that are all greatly impacting the world in a positive way, but I think the most important of all would be the Neuralink. It could solve such huge problems on the earth and for people, and the benefits would be just enormous. It could fix all sorts of brain disorders, disabilities, and even restore memories, like recording your memories and playing it again later.
I mean, just think like how your phone you can record videos on your phone. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no way you could remember a video as accurately as your phone or a camera, could. So, now if you've got like some version 10 Neuralink, whatever, far in the future, you could recall everything, just like it's a movie.
Crystal clear.
Including the entire sensory experience.
Emotions.
Everything. And play it back. And
Do you think you'll be able to share?
You can edit it.
Edit it.
Yeah.
And if you have the relevant understanding in that area, everything would start to make sense. A few other things that Neuralink could cure would be the eyesight, hearing and speaking, and actually at some point you might not even need to speak at all, because you could just literally talk through your brain like through Wi-Fi, like thinking. With that being said, guys, we've come to the end of our today's video, and if you've been following me up until now, I want to thank you, and you're amazing. Just to mention that these videos does take a lot of time, so I would really appreciate it if you like the video. We're on the way to hit the first 1,000 subscribers, and it would be amazing to have you among them. So if you already haven't, make sure to smash the subscribe button on the video, and if you did like the video, again, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, as it would help a lot the channel with the YouTube's algorithm. If you have any questions, any suggestions, any ideas, meet me in the comments below. I go through all the comments. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.